YouTube, this is Loyal to Law once again, and this time this is going to be a video response to Sir Sakan Lam's TMA, or Traditional Martial Art, Unorthodox Techniques. Unorthodox because it's not really common for people to actually do these martial arts techniques, especially in sparring. And if you want to see, or should I say, before you continue watching this video, I would suggest to you, viewer, to watch Sakan Lam's video of TMA Unorthodox Techniques first before watching this, so that you'll be able to fully understand where I'm coming from. I'll be leaving the link on the description box, wherever it is. And because YouTube is doing another change when it comes to video responses, you'll just be able to view the link instead of directly watching the video, which should be underneath me, but yeah, because of those changes you'll not be able to. So just watch it on the link by clicking on the link, and then watch it on another video. So that's that. If you have already watched it, then you'll be able to fully understand where I'm coming from right now. So one of the unorthodox techniques that was proven useful by me, so I actually tested it during my sparring sessions. And because sparring sessions are like a virtual reality when you want to apply certain techniques in the real world, hopefully as a self-defense, and one of them is doing this punch. So I'm standing right here, square, like this, and I just do this. See? So do it one more time. Like so. And I forgot the name of that punch, but it's mostly seen on most of the karate systems. So if you've seen a lot of people when they square off like this, when they spar, especially in point sparring in karate, like so, they can actually do it on the side. See? I'm already in my side stance. So instead of facing up front, like so here, as a square, when they punch, they actually don't, sometimes they actually don't stay like this. Especially if they want to do a spinning technique right after, they're actually in a side stance immediately after doing that punch. And the reason why that's very useful is because in a sparring session where it's most likely a kickboxing type, so it's a semi-contact sparring, not full contact, you're going to be able to see people doing alternate punches, alternate kicks. So typically, if you see a person do a jab or do something with his or her left, you know that a right is coming, oftentimes. Or should I say, a right technique is coming. So any kind of left technique that they do, usually they're going to come up with a right technique, so they're going to use their right side. Then typically, other people, if they're really good in using their footwork, they're going to angle themselves so that they're actually on your side, and you're actually at your weak point because you can't really guard your side, especially when you whiffed or miss your technique. So in this case, it's going to be a right straight. Now, what happened was, I sparred with a guy who is really quicker than me. And when I was doing a 1-2, I figured that I'm not actually going to hit him, and so he sidestepped on my side, and he really didn't get the chance to counterattack me. And because of that, I figured maybe I should use a technique that can actually follow him, but without doing a huge wind-up. So most likely, if you're going to whiff a 1-2, for example, miss a 1-2, there's an opponent on your side, you're actually going to pivot or do whatever you need to do in order to angle yourself again in front of your opponent, which is on your side. But the thing is, if you pivot right here, when you do this, one of your actual techniques is a hook. So left hook, or if you're really good, you're going to do a back fist as you turn like that. But it actually takes time, and by the time you're actually moving, which I actually experienced during this kind of experiment, while you're actually moving and trying to counter, trying to catch him, I'm already being hit on my right side, so I don't have enough strength and I don't have enough space in order for me to move. So what I actually did was, side view here, as I do a 1-2, he comes around here like so. He didn't even see my hand going down. What he just felt was a side punch on his side right here. So if I'm facing here and I'm trying to pummel him, I'm actually hitting him on this side, on the abdominal area, or sometimes I catch him on this side or this side, whatever side he switches. So I do this. See, very unorthodox. Usually you're going to see boxers do then a hook like that. But since that's sometimes telegraphic, do the karate version, like so. It doesn't have much power, especially if you're trying to do a power move with that punch, like so. But it definitely is mentally damaging. Mentally damaging because it kind of surprises your opponent that, oh wow, even though I evaded him, I'm still going to be hit by some kind of technique and I don't know what that is. And it's really concealed. You can't really see it coming from this angle, whatever side you're on, like so. So again, front view, example 1-2, like so. Or even if they cross on this side, see? Like so. So that's one other unorthodox technique that I used in sparring. Another unorthodox technique that I used recently in doing sparring is the shoulder ramp. And as you've already watched from one of my, or at least two of my previous videos, one is where I was training doing my shoulder ramps, and the second is doing a tutorial of it. I actually used it and not used it at the same time. Let me explain. I actually used it because it helped me close the gap between me and my sparring partner. And my sparring partner was quick with his hands. So this is another sparring session, quite different from doing this technique. So yeah, this is a separate incident. So recently, what I did was actually do this. So I did my own thing up until I do this motion right here. I just stick my shoulder to his chest. That was my target. That was my goal. And if in doing that, I can actually do a simple bump like that if I wanted to. But the thing is, I did not do the full shoulder ram technique, mainly because I know the potential damage that I can cause even in a sparring situation. Mainly, if I do a side stance here and I do a shoulder ram like so. So imagine me that my shoulder, my right shoulder, is leaning against my opponent's chest. If I do a bump, shoulder bump, then he'll feel it. That's what I actually did. But if I actually do the real shoulder ram technique, like so, my sparring partner, in this case, because it's a sparring match, it's a practice match, it's supposed to be a practice. So you can't do techniques in full force. You can't really do them using the full potential of the technique because you're actually going to hurt your sparring partner instead of just practicing. That's the reason why it's called sparring. It's a practice match. So if I do a real shoulder ram, tendency is my sparring partner will fly away, and because we're surrounded by chairs and stuff and it was concrete, there's a tendency that he'll fall and he'll hit the back of his head, even though he knows how to roll. So That's how powerful the shoulder technique is. So how did I set it up? It's from a simple 1-2. So as I'm going to lower the camera a bit so that you'll be able to see the footwork. Hopefully you'll be able to see the footwork there. So the normal 1-2 is just you take a step with a jab and then you do a cross or a straight like so. So you're just pivoting this foot. See? But for me to actually do the shoulder ram, I do the same motion with my jab, but instead of doing just pivoting my right foot to do a straight, I actually also pivot my left lead foot this way, 90-degree angle. Doing this leads me to naturally take a step here with my right leg so that I'll be in a side stance. And now I'm in a side stance so that I'll be able to freely do my shoulder ram. So once again, instead of just doing that, side view, instead of doing that, actually doing this. See? Front view. With the shoulder ram. Again. Setting it up. See? Right here. Place this back up again. So in actuality, instead of just doing this, then do the normal boxing techniques, it's going to look like this. See? Even intentionally missing this punch right here. So instead of doing a right straight, I can do a right. So I forgot the technique, but the name of this technique, but a lot of boxers use this. Overhand right, there we go. Jab, overhand right. So instead of just doing this, I do this. See? I can even bait them into evading or going over or going under me by ducking my right straight because I'm going to do a huge wind. Like so. And so there you have it. Those are the 2 unorthodox techniques that I used in sparring that were proven that I could remember. There are a lot of techniques that I theorize I can use, but the thing is I haven't proven or haven't used them in sparring yet. So I won't be able to show them. So yeah, that's the good thing about martial arts. You can do a lot of theories, and if the theories that you had worked for you, then that's good. You'll be able to fully utilize them, and someday you'll be able to use them in sparring situations, and yeah, make them part of your sparring arsenal. Again, if you haven't checked Sakan Lam's video about TMA Unorthodox Techniques again, please visit his video first. That way you'll be able to fully understand where I'm coming from. Thank you so much. Hope this video helped you even in the smallest way possible. God bless you all. Always train safe and take care.